Yo, what's good? You already know the vibes, yo. It's Naga right here. We're gonna talk about a couple things. You know what I mean? Please support the stream, like, comment, subscribe when you come in the door. You know what I mean? And yeah, let's get to it.
Chamonix, ayy. With the affirmations to enjoy your day with. I am who masters me. I embody mastery. Naga's rising cavalry. The netters are my battery. I got my discipline. My source comes from within. Root chakra grounded in the cosmos so infinite. Nagas through my veins. Currencies flow through ligaments. Another netter instrument. Manifest me dividends. I'm on my mastery. Self-doubt is blasphemy. I'm the God I ask for me. Connected to my astral being. I summon other beings. All facets of me. Magician part my meaning. My purpose is the alchemy. I am numero uno, Raishi on my mind, lion's mane, big on sumo, Babalao aligned with Pluto. We kick back like judo, karma licks back from Pluto. Heart on a feather, that represents my new growth. Trusting me is crucial, the God in me a do show. I'm bigger than your economics, politics, and Google. My omnipresence is the true show, all the world is stage. Allow my authentic self to be the sage. Fumigating parasites all up in my space. Cause I am who masters me. I embody mastery. I'm bigger than indoctrinations. Naga's rising cavalry. I am who masters me. I embody mastery. I'm bigger than the situation. Netters are my battery. I am who masters me. I embody mastery. Naga's rising cavalry. The netters are my battery.
Yo, you already know the vibes, yo. It's Naga right here. I know most of y'all probably gonna be catching the playback, so even when I do lives, I just do them just to be doing them because I can get more time and space on it or whatever. It ain't that serious. But you need to catch the live so we can build this tribe energy. You know what I'm saying? Everybody need to come in. Salute to the NYT gang, the NYG gang, NYTG gang, my bad, NYGG, NYTG gang, the Naga's YouTube channel gang. You already know the vibes. Salute to y'all, salute to y'all, salute to the new subscribers and all that. Salute to everybody who sends donations. I appreciate, I love you. Salute to my family that calls and we have conversations and build. Salute, 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 salute. And I look forward to more people coming in the door, enjoying the value. I got 360 people. 360, yeah, I need to drop $100 so you can have the transition membership. If you do that, I'll bring everybody into the incremental science and some of the world of the artwork, also the transition of products and placements that I have already created but haven't had the opportunity to put into place. You will be the first ones with a sample bag of those. But I got to reach a mark. My goal. I'm just sitting there formulating this. I was formulating this shit like last night. Like, yo, you need to make a. And I'm like, yeah, I'm going to. That's what I need to do because it's so many things that I have. Instead of me just talking, I don't just be putting it all out. So you know what I mean. And I always say I'm not gonna put it out, and I'm not still because it'll be stupid for me to expose those values right now. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm dope. I got so much dope shit going on in my noodle that I gotta bring it to fruition. Anyway, that's not what we're gonna talk about. This is just my intro. So you already know the vibes. You know, yeah, shit crazy, yo. Like, when you was a kid, right, and you was in like kindergarten, everybody was like how they was then. Now they're the same way. It's just that you're grown with it and you could talk. So you might have had kids when they was in kindergarten, like kids is already cool with a certain kid, and then you come through the school and they like, who is that? We don't like him or her, and then they hit you and you sitting there crying, screaming, looking around for the looking around for the teacher. And the teacher like, oh, don't cry. And they like so and so hit her or so and so hit him. And you sitting there and they be, as a kid, you be talking about it, but it be that same kid that always, you know what I'm saying, is sad now all the time, always got to make something happen. Always like, yo, damn, why you always fucking up every day? Nobody want to go through shit every day. I remember when I first came to kindergarten, yo, the teacher was like, because I ain't know nobody, right? So the teacher was like, I remember this shit blatantly, walking down the hallway and then going into kindergarten, and then going into kindergarten, and then when I walked into the class, the door, it was a wall on the left side, right? And you walk into class and they open the door to the left side and you come in and they close. And then it was like an easel. I remember it was an easel all the way in the corner of the classroom. And we walked down past a lot of boxes and stuff that was stacked up. And I remember being so small when I looked up at the boxes, I felt like it was a hallway because it was so much big stuff. I'm just explaining to you the memory. So as I get to the easel, she gave me some stuff, and you know what? Automatically, I already knew what to do with it. It's like I never had an easel before, but I already knew what to do with it, and I started like painting and shit like that with colors or whatever. And it was like an experience of awakening value. And I was just a cool kid laid in the back, like people. As I was always how I am. I was very nice until you pushed me too far, and then I had to try to protect myself. My mind would start calculating what to do, and I was going to do that, and I was going to say that, and I was going to act on that. Whether I knew it or not, it was like something was always guiding me, you know what I'm saying, as a youth. So I just remember feeling like that in school, you know what I'm saying? And then it didn't start changing until I would get in trouble. But I also noticed that people that was around me, they the same way they always been, you know what I'm saying? Like when you was in school, you was young, like people who don't listen, people who garner attention, people who got to say shit outspoken, got to be disruptive. Everybody's still the same way. You know what I'm saying? Like they don't change those things. And the catalyst is for you to be happy within yourself, not sad within yourself. So when people are disapproved with themselves, they try attributes that lean towards the negative side of how you would deal with someone. So majority of the time, you got people who think on how they can do stuff instead of just being themselves and doing it. And those two retrospects is an indifference. So you got over here, well, I'm gonna do a spell to get love, or I'm gonna do this, or I'm gonna do that, instead of just standing on your feelings and saying how you feel and step into that value within truth. You can't. And then majority of the time, when people got to do shit that has to do with manipulation, lying, stealing, trying to mirror images or whatever have you, these things that come with these different values, the negative aspect of thinking, the control aspect of thinking, when people think that way, it's because you're not happy within yourself, because you can be comfortable with just the normal things you have. You could be comfortable with how you are, but you carry a level of that, you do wrong things. Like, I know I do this, I know I do that deep down inside of you. And that's what explains the reason for people to do other things. Nobody who has a good intention is just going to go to try to formulate a plan to obtain a value unless you have insecurities to the value. This is the reason why criminals have to plot and plan on robbing a bank. Like, did you think about it? They're not gonna just rob. We're gonna rob this bank right now. Wait a minute. We don't know what's going on. We don't know where the camera's at, where the buttons or whatever. We got to plan and plot. So then they got to go case the bank, and then they got to get all the information that goes with that before they want to hit it. That's because they're insecure about the value. You know what I'm saying? That's why they're doing something negative. Otherwise, you would just go in and take it. And not even to speak on the negative value of the aspect, but we all know if somebody's going to kill you, there's nothing you can do to stop that. You'll just die. You know what I'm saying? And if it's not supposed to happen, it won't happen, and nobody can change that value either. So we're speaking on the highest echelon of consequential information that people don't deal with when dealing with one another. And it's so easy to look within a circumstance. Like, you're sitting there smiling, thinking this shit is cute. You're sitting there saying little slick shit, thinking this shit is cute, when your actions are speaking a whole conversation to people who have a higher echelon of thinking. You don't understand that The echelon states to the value of how self-control that you have over yourself, how comfortable you are with yourself. This is why you're able to choose different words and different processions or pretenses to speak on, different pretenses to speak on when it comes to your connection with different values. This is the importance to that. And then people will still garner a reason to be negative. Oh, ultimately, we have an infinity for naivete. We have an affinity for, you know what I'm saying, the ignorant. It's like, yeah, that's funny. And because it actually strikes a particular nerve within your existence, because ignorant come from to smart. You go from there to a higher echelon on how you consider yourself. But when ignorant, you deal with the lack thereof of what you know about yourself. You know what I'm saying? Self-confidence doesn't come from just you acting as if you're confident. It comes from knowing yourself. It comes from knowing the capabilities. You know how many places I walk around or conversations I have, and I can feel the person thinking, if they say this or that, this will get that out of me. Oh, peace, Queen. How you doing? You already know the vibes. Divine Rising, Queen. You know how many times I'm in those mentalities and I'm like, I know what you're saying is trying to garner this level of attention out of me. So then I'll laugh within myself and won't say nothing. I'll just let you live in that value. And while you're living in that value, this manifestation itself is going to speak clearly about me, because you're going to say to yourself, why didn't I get that response out of him? Why didn't I garner this level of attention out of him? Because you don't control me. You don't know shit about the inside of my comfortability or my confidence. And that comes from me knowing the depths of me. I can look at the ash on my elbow and still be happy with that. I can know that at a certain time in the day when I wake up, I probably got crust on my face and shit, but I still look like this. I used to meditate, and when I meditate, I could see my face with my eyes closed. It takes a while to get there. But I would meditate and be able to see exactly how my facial expression is reflecting to the sun. It's like the light that's shining on me is showing me me. So as I'm a reflection of all things created in the universe, I stood in that value and reflected my outward energy outward. So as it comes back through the universe from the sun, you know what I see? I see myself smiling in the meditation towards divine, and I feel my face being that way. This is me learning and knowing myself to my full totality. You can't take a physical attribute of mentality that somebody used as a balance or a mantra for their self and a physical attribute. You can't take that. I don't work on nobody else. I work on me. I work on me. Even if I have nothing, can I still be? Can I still be this? Well, ultimately, you came in here with nothing. You're going to leave with nothing. It's a fact. So why would I need to feel, or how could I even feel more better when I'm obtaining? It's a good add-on. Yeah, it's a great gift. It's an experience, but it's not me. So no matter what I ever deal with, you know what I'm going to be in every circumstance? Me, motherfucker. Like my man on fucking, what's that? It's podcast. Dude be like, he'd be like, it's your host. Me, motherfucker. But I'm just saying, yo, shit is funny to me, because the more comfortable, no matter what circumstance I'm dealing with, the more happy I am. And then people don't find happiness in this value. This is why I always test the value of what people talking about. I be like, all right, take all that comfortable shit away and let's see how strong you are within yourself. Remove all that comfortable shit you dealing with, all the I got it energy. And don't be in that I got it energy and gotta live on the aspect of divine providing that for you and still be comfortable. Because I'm going to tell you, it's going to test everything. That's why people start digging in the trash and they ain't got no food. That's why people beg and shit, because they get broken right at that level. Like they go so far down. They like, I can't take it. I got to get something. So I'm going to go in the trash. I'm going to eat this food. I'm going to beg this person coming out the grocery store. Can you help me, please? That's when they break right there. Divine say, hold on. I'm right here. I need to know that you know that I got you. That's why I told the stories before, and I was like, yo, I'm sitting outside, hungry as a motherfucker. I got all my bags with me. I'm sitting on the side of the laundromat. I'm like, damn, another night. I ain't got no bread right now. This dude, I said, divine. And yo, it's crazy, because I was looking at the ground. Somebody had said, Somebody said in this video, yo, you need to just manifest. You need to start thinking about how you want your shit to look like, what you want your house to look like, what you want your reality to look like, manifest it. So I'm sitting on the side of the laundromat and I'm looking on the ground, right? I'm literally looking on the street, and the street has, like, you know how the little pebbles and the little rocks is in the street, right? And it's like they're kind of raised up a little bit. Some of them kind of flat, some of them kind of bigger. The shadow from the light on a different side is hitting those rocks. So they're making like a shadow off of those rocks. I focus on that. And I said, that's my house. That's my yard. That's my building outside my job. Like, I'm looking at all these little rocks and I'm just imagining it in my head. You know what I'm saying? You remember that, right? When I was, all right. So when I was saying that, and I was in a piece of connection with divine at that point. So just because I'm in that energy and I'm focusing right there, I'm just manifesting the ideal. I'm not doing it. I'm just thinking on how I want it. This dude walk out of nowhere and say, yo, here, you want this? I was like, what's that? He was like, fresh fried fish, fried shrimp, and there was something else in there with the dips and all that. And I'm like, yo, the plate was hot. Dude came out the blue and gave it to me. I was like, yeah, I take it. I'm like, damn, thank you, divine. Thank you, divine. I started eating. Dude went to the corner of the building, which was no more than like 20 feet from where I was, and then went to the left. Now, I know that road goes all the way around the grocery store. There's no other road out there. So I went to go run behind him and catch up to him and say, yo, thank you. Dude was gone, yo. All praise due to the Most High. I'm like, yo, you can't make this shit up. That shit shook me. Because I'm a hood nigga at the end of the day. People say, yo, who is that dude? I'm like, I don't know. He brought me some fresh food. My homie was sitting right there with me. He watched me run to the end of the building. There's another homeless dude. You know what I'm saying? Like, he watched me run to the end of the building and was like, damn. Well, I was like, yo, I don't know where dude went. So he went behind me. He was like, there's nowhere for him to go. I don't know where he went. That was divine energy. And it taught me one thing. And this was the most important value out of that lesson I learned. Whenever you step into the connection value, it's a space. When you're in that thought saying, I'm going to manifest, and then you get in it and you're playing with it. You're not thinking about nothing in the world. You're not thinking about what you're lacking. You're not thinking about what you don't have, what you got. You're not thinking about nothing. You're just thinking about the idea of manifesting. That space right there is divine. It's a divine space. You have to let go to get in that space. So when you let go completely, your body is not even attached to your conscious awareness. It's almost like you leave your body right there. You ever got into a daze and you stare off and somebody got to snap you back into it, but you ain't really connected to no manifestation? You ain't really connecting to no manifestation. So with that understanding, that tells you can access it, but you need to have the right direction when you're in there, because that's a divine house. So going in that divine house does what? Manifest unconsciously. My subconscious said, yo, this nigga ain't eat. I'm in this house thinking about having a house. Somebody brought what my, come on, man. Can I make this, can I make this shit any clearer? Can I make it any clearer? This ain't no conduits. This ain't no lighting candles, none of that shit. This is you being what you are, connected to the divine. You're in biblical core. This is why your people feel you. You know, the people you come from. Yeah, you look like Uncle so-and-so. Yeah, you remind me of Auntie da-da-da when she said that. All this shit, that's in your umbilical cord. Y'all ate off the same food. Y'all came from the same ancestors. So naturally, you got a connection. It talks about it anyway. The same way you standing next to somebody you grew up with. You love the motherfucker to death. This your cousin, your first cousin, your second cousin, your kid. What? Somebody smack the shit out of them right in front of you. You're going to lose your mind. You're going to get fired. That heat, your body going to get hot automatically, and you're going to want to do something. It's because you was connected to that individual. It's the point of the value. So people always talking about where they want to go and how they want to get there. But you got all the tools, but don't understand that you got the tools to get there. So if I explain it to you like this, then you'll say, wait a minute, I never been in that spot. But you've been in that spot all the time. You just go in that spot with other attributes like negativity, like stupidity, like control. This is why we don't deal with negative energy, these low vibrations, because they don't let you reach a higher echelon of self-understanding. Is it always going to be about how you feel in your flesh, or you're going to go through the feeling to make other people feel better? Who are you? Of service or of taking? See, this is the split between the chakras. I can stay in my lower area. That means I got to plug it in. That means I'm taking. If I go to my higher echelon and I attract something of a higher echelon and then we plug in, we create higher echelon aspects. It's not rocket fuel. I said rocket fuel. It's not rocket science. It's not rocket science. It's a fact. If I attract somebody of the same quality of my lower aspect, always got to take something, stick it in, plug it in, light it up, then we're going to create things of that same value. Then who thought of then you can't go after that lady and say, I don't like this motherfucker. They like, no, you chose that. That's what you liked at that moment. But you thought everything was dirt, you could just wash it off? Some decisions ain't like that. Some decisions ain't like that. And this is where people divide the value and don't want to take responsibility from the fact that you really like bullshit. You really indulge in bullshit. You seen people as a kid drinking and laughing and people was around them and you thought that was popularity. You saw people acting stupid as a kid. When you was young, you was little. You saw people acting stupid and people around them in fear. You, as a kid, your senses were so high, you can really see the emotional value on everything. So you would see people act as if they were afraid of somebody because they were doing something wrong, and all of them smelled like alcohol. So you thought, that's how I'm going to garner a level of attention. I'm going to grow up and be like that because they get attention that I'm lacking as a kid. So then you start formulating these bad ways yourself and then get so far into it, I can do what I want. I'm grown. How you grown and you can't self-control yourself? How you grown and you have no self-control? How you grown and every single action that you deal with has to do with dividing and conquering? A tree don't think like that, especially the big ones. The tree say, climb me if you can make it. Keep going if you can take it. Be stable if you can make it to the top. Big branches up there just weaving back, winning, moving back and forth between the wind and shit. Like, can you really make it that far? Are you that confident in your heart to go that far? Are you strong enough? Strength don't always speak to the value of how disrespectful you are. Strength speaks to how solid you can be. Strength speaks to what you can give out and still obtain your growth. Strength speaks to you separating levels of love for yourself when you ain't got nothing, but you made sure they got something. I'd rather leave a mark in the world as the one who generated the motion for you to do better than the one who tore it down. I don't want to be no manipulator. I don't want to be in that space. I want life to be easy for me. So what I put out, I want to get back. See, people are confused. When you put out manipulation, this is what you're setting yourself up for in the future. You're like, yo, I like that because I did that to this motherfucker. So now you got to deal with that. So then it comes back to you and you're sitting there like, how did I even get here? Because you like that shit. You love that ice cream. It ain't no different than eating 10, 20 boxes of donuts and then you end up getting fat. It's no different. You just don't want to believe it. This is what we call cognitive dissonance. A person who does an action that doesn't look at the action and say, I know that I'm doing the action. It must have been something else doing this. No, that's because you playing other shit. What's different than that than the nigga over here always cheating on a female or a female always cheating on a nigga and then come back and blame that person for cheating? What's different? It's no different. But we don't sit down and look at these particular values and say, oh, I understand. We'll rather be the victim to the understanding because there's pressure behind those words. That pressure don't mean shit. You just yelling. You're the same baby in the 5th grade that would get hit when you walked in class and just screamed. And everybody was like, damn, they upset again. Go back to the beginning of the live stream. Go back to the beginning of the live stream. You'll see how I fitted all that into a whole infinity link. And you know what I'm saying? A little figure 8 real quick. I'm just telling you, yo, we don't understand because we don't want to understand. And because you don't want to understand is because you aggress yourself in so many parts of life that have nothing to do with your now time. This is the reason to separate from things. You need to separate from shit and sit still. Like, get away from your house. You know what I'm saying? Get out of your car. Matter of fact, leave that motherfucker there. Go walk somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Walk far. Go somewhere where you can sit at peace. Feel like you're running out of time. Stay there. I'm supposed to be meeting so-and-so. So what? Get that time to the divine. When do you sacrifice for them? People are like, yo, what you doing on the holidays? Giving my time to the divine. What you doing on New Year's? Giving my time to the divine. You gonna do some Thanksgiving? No, I do it a week before, if I can. It's how I've always been, because you got to understand, control is knowing that you're gonna do this. Even some of these high echelon groups that want people to be a part of them. The first question they ask you, and the Illuminati and Masons been coming at me for years. Well, if you're going to be a part of us, what we want you to do is relinquish all how you feel just to represent whatever this dude gonna tell you. I said, whatever you gonna tell me, it don't matter. I just gotta listen. So I gotta put God second and put this dude first. Literally, the dude said, yeah. I said, I would never. Knowing that the divine has given me so much. People get in my inbox and they be like, yo, I got a reading for you. It's some information around you need to know. I said, what can you tell me that divine hasn't already told me? They don't even have a rebuttal for that. You got all this information for me, but at the end of the day, you want me to break myself in order to get something that you think is for me. When in the same right, I got divine right next to me. So how is divine next to me all the time? Shows me how to access stuff in his house, been there since I was a kid, and give me the confidence and the strength to be of self, how I came into this world, and I'm going to leave the same way. Why would I step out of this box? When divine is everywhere around me, divine is the bodyguard, divine is the bouncer, divine is the cops, divine is everywhere. Like, why I need to try anything? I just need to be me. No matter what circumstances, I just need to stay me. So I know the version of me that's the kid, comfortable, you know what I'm saying, happy in himself, whatever, it's not going to be appealing to everybody because you know why? You ain't even appealing to your damn self. So how you going to love anything from the start? You too busy. You like 300 leagues past the fact of how you started. You ain't yourself no more. You over here fronting like a motherfucker. Just saying shit. You get up here on TV and put this whole value on. That's why I like real motherfuckers. That's why I listen to Nikki C. Divine. Perfection. That's why I listen to her, because she be on some real shit. You can tell the energy be real. So I gravitate to real energy. Ain't too many people I gravitate. You'll see me watching somebody's video. Go check the history. You see I cut that shit short. Especially if it's some bullshit. I might be on there for 5 minutes. I ain't listening to this shit. They got too much aesthetics going on. I pull away from everything that got too much aesthetic, because divine is not confusing. Divine is not the add-on of the consumption of having you mixed up and manipulated in your head. Divine is going to give you a straight line to that understanding. It may be through the woods, up and down hills and shit, but it's still a straight point. You get the journey to go through. You get a chance to take the journey to get to the destination, and that be the beauty of life. That's like, oh, I get to walk through this beautifulness while I'm going. Okay, last night jumped out the whip to go in the woods to use the bathroom. I seen 8 deer, big ass deer. I'm like, yo, the area I'm in, I don't know how they got here because it's like a main road. So I'm like, damn, that's crazy. But they all had green eyes, like aqua green eyes, and they was jumping over this big ditch, and it was like right next to where my little camp spot is. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, yo, this is crazy. And I'm shining my phone light, you know what I'm saying? So I can go to the outside bathroom. I'm shining my phone light, and the only thing I see is like mad eyes light up, almost like some Bigfoot shit. It's like mad eyes just was like green, and I couldn't see the body, but they was like little, big, tall. You could like, and then one of them was a big buck, you know what I'm saying? Because it was like the biggest head, but I could see the shadow. And it was like the antlers. And I'm like, yo, they all out there. And they was looking at me like, yo, I'm like, yo, what's up? And they was like, oh, y'all out here deep and shit. I first thought it was 4, but then 4 turned to 8, and the 8 turned to, it just kept going like, yo, it's mad at them over there. That's a whole herd. All right. That's what's up. I almost felt scared too a little bit. Like, my heart, because I was like, it's a bunch of them. But I was like, nah, that's them. That's what they felt. So I picked up their feeling. I picked up them getting a little scared as I shined the light. So what I did was I stayed my direction. And they kept moving, you know what I'm saying? They was like, oh, he ain't thinking about us. And that's because it's hunting season. People been hunting and shit. You hear the guns going off and all that. And I'm like, yo, they scared, yo. They just want to get safe. You know what I'm saying? And I felt that whole thing. This is what divine allows you to do, yo, when you tap into just the house of divinity, whatever that means for you. It's a space right there. And it bothers me because my mom and my brother do it too, but they put it down, and they didn't even understand that they can use that space to grow their divinity. They didn't understand that. So when you get so much wrapped in your mind, like you start being in your mind, I'm going to do this. I'm going to say this. I'm going to check. I'm going to impress my light on something other than how divine wants me to be connected to self. And that's what destroys everything with it. It destroys everything. And I know my conversation sounds parabolistic, like it goes from here to here to here. I speak like a comic book. It's because it's how I'm comfortable. I used to talk so fast when I was a kid, you know what I'm saying? And I couldn't get everything out. Now it's like scratching on a turntable. playing it smooth. So then I can get all my thoughts out in a certain procession if I chop it. So it's like I'm an engineer. And I engineer. I've been engineering for a long time. You know what I'm saying? Like engineer over since what? 2000. I've been an engineer since 2009. You know what I'm saying? I own a publishing company. So I've been doing music for a long time as far as how to put it together and make it sound good. And when I had to stop doing it because I lost all my equipment, I questioned Divine. I said, yo, why'd you get me to learn that if I wasn't going to do that? Every circumstance has a deeper echelon of understanding because there's capabilities to everything. And they don't be just capable of the circumstance of you just using it. Like artistic sense, I can draw and I can paint. I can even do graphic designs on the computer. So with that same aspect, I can look into nature and see things that a normal person won't see. I can pick out faces in the designs of tree limbs and branches. You know what I mean? Some people call it pareidolia. I see them shits everywhere. You know what I mean? And I can actually draw what I see. The light can hit something a certain way and I can pick out a face. Like it's just a talent in having art. You know what I'm saying? Like, so if I'm using my engineering skills, it's like I start thinking in the mind how something would sound good if I was to remix it. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I deliver that way because that's me. If you listen to me build, I say, yo, I'm a hip hop head. This is the time I came up in. So this is how I'm going to deliver my energy. It's my time. You know what I'm saying? So I'm immersing myself in everything. Right. I'm immersing myself in everything that I am. I'm not trying to be nobody else. I'm not reaching past this value over here. No, I'm pulling all corners of everything I ever been through, experienced, and I make it into how I move and what I am. You know what I'm saying? I got these wheels on me. I got this sunroof on me. My windows is tinted this way. You know what I'm saying? Like and this is characteristics. These are my experiences. So what did I get from these experiences? Watch how I moved in. You want to see what I got from these experiences? Watch how I move. And it's deep because there's going to be so many questions. Why is that even connected to that? How is this even happening? You should be asking yourself that. You should ask yourself that. So much knowledge you've been through, so many things you've experienced, so many things you've done over and over and over and over and over, so many pains you've had, so many failures, so many wins. Do you really know who you are? Because everybody ain't been through what you've been through. And what you got is fire. Put it together. Dump the box out of all those Lego blocks. Dump them all over the floor. Everything you've been through, dump it all over the floor and put that shit together and see what you come up with. See what you come up with. Because it's you that we need. I love everybody on this planet. I want to see everybody access their self on this highest echelon. Go back 1,000 videos. You're going to hear me been talking about this shit for months on end. You have to unlock the highest version of yourself. It's not about what everybody else doing. It's what you can do. You are a superhero. I want my super friends around me. God of awakening, gods. Divine ain't put you through all this shit for you to be oblivious to your own life and what you can do. Divine like, damn, I'm taking them through all this college and you still don't pick up your own shit. You stay direct and outward. Turn around. Don't look over here. Look over here. I didn't say go over there. I said sit still. Don't go over there. Sit still. This is called obedience. This is why we speak about obedience and being disobedient. You would be obedient to your own self, your own creation. You would know what I'm talking about. That would line you up with natural law of things. This is the indifference in between if I'm talking shit and I'm saying, yeah, the reason why y'all like this is because y'all's the same delinquent kids in school. You didn't learn shit. So you ain't learning shit now. Yeah, that sounds harsh. But in all actuality, tell me where I'm wrong if you're not looking at yourself. Show me when I'm wrong if your integrity base is not based off study. See, this is the difference in between me explaining or saying how I want to say it just to reach you because I know a way to get you, opposed to me needing a way to come speak to you. Nah, I'm going to speak how I'm going to speak, and you're going to gravitate to it because it's your energy. And you're going to listen to it, and you're going, I hate this shit. Yeah, you do, because you hate you. Man, I love all the shit I've been through. This is why I say thank you, Divine, for everything I've ever been through, good, bad, and indifferent. thank you. Because as soon as I get the understanding and I'm thankful for that, I can transmute that energy into something else. You never got a gift you didn't want, but you said thank you anyway and you took it. You wasn't that happy, but you didn't show them that. You showed gratefulness. And if you ever showed the indifference in showing that you was ungrateful, you probably wouldn't have got that energy never again. Think about these values. It's not hard to sit down and think. What is hard to do is apply the thoughts. No, you too busy running on the first string. As soon as something happened, boom, you ain't think about shit. You're all in your emotions. You ain't comprehending your emotions talking to you, but you're not listening to what they say. Divine is showing you by the circumstance, but you don't remember you going through this shit because you don't focus on yourself. Every circumstance you're dealing with is shit you've been dealing with on scales. So the older you get, the same situation is going to be there on scales. Sometimes people don't pay attention and it takes a whole lifetime to get one message. Why you think reincarnation has to happen? You got to come back because you got to learn more of the shit that you missed. Oh, you look like so-and-so. You look like so-and-so. No, that's the higher version of that individual who lacked that knowledge that they had at that time. Yeah, you came back. Now you on a different level and you don't even remember being the lack that was. You just feel what they call deja vu. Oh, why I feel like I've been here before? Because my DNA been traveling through my ancestors. They got from them to me, right? So it's information on that DNA. It's called residual energy. DNA don't forget. The mind disconnects and the heart disconnects from the body, which shuts off the flesh. You die. What happens to that electricity that's running up and down your body? It manifests through another source of your DNA that can transmute that energy. This is recycling. It's the same thing as life, how life recycles the leaves and the bark and the trees and all that shit changes to soft mulch and everything. And then the ground eats it up. And then all of a sudden you start seeing that same little plant pop up through that bark or that mulch where that tree was. It wasn't no seeds. Off of the bark or off of the enzymes of the tree, they started growing branches. How? How? If that's not the same energy that it came from. Life has formulated itself in so many different ways through the time of existence. People only want to put a title on it because they don't understand the natural law of things. Divine said life can come into existence as long as it has the container that I put it in. So any container created by divine can bring forth life with the natural law of things. Understanding that has nothing to do with you, and that is the path you follow, means everything to your connection of growth in that certain circumstance. It's going to keep being like that. Ain't nobody going to ever be able to break that. They're going to be cracking their heads against concrete for millennia until they destroy everything they touch. Oh, we destroyed it. You feel good about saying that because this is what a child does. Remember when the baby started walking and they knock over the cup and then you see them flinch, they look crazy when they knock over the cup. You like, look at them, they're scared of shit right now. And you say, oh, it's all right. And you clean it up. That's how people is right now. They just do shit. And then they want you to forgive them. But you got to understand there's a lot more dirt in you doing shit when you older than it is when you young. So you bring in a lot more turmoil with the actions that you do. And as we get older, we can choose to deal with that or not. Don't you know some trees can protect themselves from different birds and vines and shit like that? They can put out enzymes to kill that shit. And that shit breaks off and falls off. Divine ain't give me thoughts to be stupid. So I can say what I want to keep and what I don't want to keep, depending on the conducive growth that is in my life, no matter what it is. I can decide what I want to keep around me that's going to be conducive to the understanding of how I think and go fortuitively. This is the enzyme divine is giving the plants and the understanding so you can protect yourself. It's not about being the biggest, the baddest, the richest, or none of that. It's about how well do you know yourself? Because most of these situations is just fingernail polish and paint. It's gold foil that I can wrap around you for you to feel bigger than what you are. It's the Wizard of Oz. It's the man behind the light projecting himself bigger. You need this stuff to be bigger, or can you just be yourself and be confident in that same right? Oh, no, but I don't know what I'm talking about. Nah, I don't be tapped in. Nah, I'm tapped into me. And see, you would know what this feel like on the same page if you was tapped into yourself. You know what I'm saying? But hey, I'm not here to judge nobody. I'm trying to show you my connection with divine and me understanding that I care and give a shit about myself is the most important way to be conducive with the rest of the world. Because I'm not going to bring a fake version of myself to you. So you're going to get the best version. And whether or not how well that connection goes, how deep you will get inside of this understanding that I have. Divine made it set up to even when you meet your mate, the sperm goes and attached to the brain, so they get more deeper into an understanding of you. This is the truth. So if I'm giving you truth out of my mouth and I end up laying down with you and you get the divine truth of me, you're gonna know through and through that I'm real. Whether or not you want to accept the fact that you make mistakes in your life is different. But you're gonna carry that thought with you because that's what happens. That's why people can't let go of shit. You already gave the best part of yourself to somebody without even hearing the best part from somebody. You're like, damn, I done got a part of them, but I ain't know they do all this shit. So you still be being shocked by the negative shit they do for the rest of your life. It's a choice you made. Choice you made. Shit get deep. I try to tell y'all the whole time, this spirituality is physical and literal. It's literal. It goes through the sexual activity of how you deal with people, your conversation, your residual energy, how you walk through this earth, how you connect with people. All that shit means everything. And these are connections to divine. These are the frequencies. But, you know, it's Naga right here, yo. I ain't gonna hold you. I'm probably gonna come back later on today because I think I'm gonna do an interview with the person who does my who did my intro. She did 2 joints for me, but she also be dropping mathematics and astrology science for the particular day, so she get dope. So I'm probably gonna have her come on the air later on. If y'all want to come through and check that out, I think that'll be dope. And if Nikki see Divine go live, y'all see her in the comments right now. You need to go subscribe to her page because if she go live, I'm definitely going over there today. You already know the vibes because the knowledge is always dope. And stay tuned and stay connected. Support the stream. Naga.
Sunshine Monet, ayy. With the affirmations to enjoy your day with. I am who masters me. I embody mastery. Naga's rising cavalry. The netters are my battery. I got my discipline. My source comes from within. Root chakra grounded in the cosmos so infinite. Nagas through my veins. Currencies flow through ligaments. Another netta instrument. Manifest me dividends. I'm on my mastery. Self-doubt is blasphemy. I'm the God I ask for me, connected to my astral gene. I summon other beings, all facets of me. Magician part my meaning. My purpose is the alchemy. I am numero uno, Raishi on my mind, lion's mane, big on sumo, Babalao aligned with Pluto. We kick back like we judo, karma licks back from Pluto. Heart on a feather, that represents my new growth. Trusting me is crucial, the God in me a do show. I'm bigger than your economics, politics, and Google. My omnipresence is the true show, all the world is stage. Allow my authentic self to be the sage. Fumigating parasites all up in my space. Cause I am who masters me. I embody mastery. I'm bigger than indoctrinations. Naga's rising cavalry. I am who masters me. I embody mastery. I'm bigger than the situation. Nettas are my battery. I am who masters me. I embody mastery. Naga's rising cavalry. The nettas are my battery.